We are live. Hey, folks, Lester and Jamie here, and happy Sunday. Jamie, I hear the dishwasher, and people are going to start saying, "What's that noise? What's that noise?"
You're right. Hold on.
We're going to turn off the dishwasher, guys. Just give us 1 second. I probably should have thought about that. For some reason, as soon as it says we're live, I'm like, wait, I hear a noise. It's the dishwasher. All right, dishwasher's off. Now we can't forget to turn that back on before we leave.
I know.
Or we're going to be in all kinds of trouble.
It's going to be gross.
I didn't really want to get started too fast anyway because Facebook's always a little bit slow to join.
You wanted to watch me run, is what you're saying?
I wanted to watch you run. And okay, so Facebook is officially here. I know what you're all going to say, Jamie. What's everyone saying right now? What do you think everyone's screaming and hollering right now without reading the comments? Don't read the comments.
I can't stop reading the comments. I don't know.
They're wondering, why are we an hour early again?
Oh, yeah, that.
Go ahead and tell them. Just go ahead and tell them.
I don't know if you know this, but it gets dark really early now. And the old days of just being able to walk outside and feed up before it got dark are gone, because we walk outside and feed up, and then we got to haul it to Longhorn Lester's to walk outside and feed up. So we needed more time. And 2 o'clock last week's accident worked out really well, actually.
Yeah. So last week with the time change, it was a complete accident that we went live at 2, but it ended up working out great.
Mm-hmm.
So I says, today, Jamie, I says, the clocks are all been fixed. Everything's set, right? She goes, yeah. I'm like, we should still make it 2 o'clock. Hold on. Let me address. We're just going to let Darlene. All right. We're going to answer your question right now, Darlene. I'm afraid, and I hope this is okay with everybody.
This is the winter schedule.
Our winter schedule, being with the daylight savings time, is going to be at 2 o'clock. And that's only because, Jamie, is this blurry to you? Is it just?
It's blurry on the edges. That's how this camera works. See, it's better when you move it.
Okay, we're fine. So we will have a 2 o'clock daylight savings time Sunday live. Most of our other lives are just kind of random. Your timeout Tuesday is always going to be at 5 or 6.
So that's the summertime schedule is 7.
Oh boy.
Wintertime schedule is 6. So we moved. We fell back for our timeout Tuesday and our Sunday lives right along with the time change. That's what we're sticking with.
Yeah. So we have to just stick with that, guys. So it'll all work itself out with time. But we're here now. All I will say is we're here now, and we, just like most of the country, we're experiencing some very cold temperatures, which are pretty awesome. I like the cold, but I know you don't like the cold. Jamie doesn't like the cold. She can't stand the cold, but there is a problem. I normally like the cold, but I have noticed today there's going to be a problem. Let me show everybody what that problem is going to be. Now, no one knows this yet, I don't think, but this is going to be a problem.
I don't know if
hey folks, Lester here.
Okay, so how do you tip a coonskin cap?
Hey folks, Lester here.
How does one tip a coonskin cap, Jamie?
I don't know, but I'm so happy that you tried.
So yeah, so how do you tip a coonskin cap? So one problem is I don't have my normal cap to tip. We here in Texas, a lot of us Southern boys, we still tip the cap. We tip our hats, we tip our caps, whatever you're wearing. This was the first time this morning I caught myself walking outside in freezing temperatures, and Jamie bought me this really cool.
Somebody just said tip the flap.
Tip the flap. Okay. Someone says just don't wear it. Are you kidding me? Look at these ears of mine. These ears are cold. And so when we have freezing temps like this morning, I was excited to put on my false, fake coonskin. What do you call that thing? The tag was.
All I know is you look like Uncle Eddie or Cousin Eddie from the Griswolds, and that's my favorite thing about it.
Either way, it was very warm. So it was a nice wearing it, but I did have a little bit of a hard time learning how to tip it, and so that was a couple of retakes.
Tipping the flap, I like it.
I saluted at first, and I'm like, I'll just salute from now on. When I'm wearing this hat, I'll salute. And that didn't feel right, even though Happy Veterans Day, Jamie, we didn't talk about that on Friday.
It was very busy end of the week for us. So yeah, we kind of missed that a little bit.
A lady actually emailed, and she says she's disappointed because we have missed Memorial Day. We forgot.
Veterans Day.
No,
Oh.
she said Memorial Day. She was very upset with us because we didn't even acknowledge Memorial Day. And so I knew that Friday was Veterans Day, not Memorial Day. But I kindly wrote back. I'm like, you are correct. We did not take time to acknowledge the veterans, and I apologize for that. And then she realized that her mistake when she said Memorial Day.
She meant Labor Day.
No, she meant Veterans Day.
Oh.
And she said, "Oh God, Jamie." Okay, so let me explain the difference.
We didn't have a pregame about this. I didn't know.
No, there's no pregame, but I really do love what she wrote. Now, she probably kind of wrote the email a little bit snarky, and you know what? You're right. We apologize because we do respect and admire
Absolutely.
those first responders, law enforcement, EMS workers, soldiers, we police officers. We support all of those and all of that. And we skipped Veterans Day, didn't skip it in our hearts, but just did not take time to acknowledge it on Friday. And then whenever the lady was kind of snarky and she said that, I'm like, you know what? But she said Memorial Day. I says, ma'am, you're right. We did forget Veterans Day. I says, and we did not talk about that on our live, and we apologize for that. We didn't make a video about it. And then she came back. She goes, I stand corrected. It was Veterans Day, not Memorial Day. But she didn't stop there. She went on. And at this point, we were having a normal conversation through email. And I'm just paraphrasing what she said. But she said, Lester, she goes, the only difference in Veterans Day and Memorial Day is that on Veterans Day, those are soldiers those are men and women who served but were willing to die. And anyone that serves their country is ultimately willing and putting their own life on the line to protect the freedoms of all of us. And she says, however, Memorial Day are the same people, but those who have lost their life in
the line of duty.
In what?
In the line of duty. In
the line of duty, or protecting our freedoms, however you want to say it. And so I thought that was pretty powerful. And that was a nice discussion. And like I said, I think that the email was kind of snarky. Is that the right word? Snarky at first. But it ended up where we had a really nice conversation, and she made me think about something. And it's true. Everyone honors those who have lost their life in the line of protecting our freedoms. But we don't realize that on Veterans Day, it's just as important, because those are folks that put their life out there. They just were able to come home. Or you guys know what I'm trying to say. Jamie has no idea what I'm talking about.
I do
Jamie's
know.
like, can we just move on?
I know, and I understand. I just wanted you to say it and not say it for you, because I wasn't the one who read the email. So
you're totally fine saying it for me. Let me finish this up. And so the problem here with this over here is that I
can
concentrate.
Today we're doing something that a lot of y'all have been asking about, and I want to kind of show. It's a freezing cold morning. Okay, it's 32, and freezing. It's freezing, but
y'all can tell that I'm not my normal self. You have to be able to see that I'm not my normal self. And the problem with that is when you're making a video in selfie mode, you're seeing yourself. And this is how this is the Lester that I'm used to seeing right here. This is the Lester that is more normal to see. And that other guy, I kept looking and I could not focus. My mind was just that hat, Jamie. It pulled it.
Jamie has sent me on a mission to find.
Look at my eyes. I look like a wild man.
And I want to kind of. It's a freezing cold morning.
And I'm like, don't look at yourself. Do not look, Lester. Do not look at yourself.
Okay, it's 32. And freezing. It's freezing. But Jamie has sent me.
So a guy in my condition, I already get the shakes, if you will. I get the shakes. I've never had the shakes in my head. I never had the shakes with my head. Normally the shakes happen to my hands, and you might hear it in my voice. But today, look at my mouth, Jamie. Look at me right there. I had the shakes like all over, and it wasn't from the cold.
The thing is,
it was from don't look. What? 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 Just say it. Just spit it out.
We were having coffee, and those flaps were down.
Oh yeah, it was colder when we first woke up.
Yeah.
It had warmed up by now.
Flaps were down. The problem was that the dogs kept pulling on.
No, the dogs thought that I was wearing a squirrel on my head. and they were very, very excited about getting that squirrel off.
But I didn't know that you strapped yourself in and put it together until this.
So the flaps are still down right here. This is what the flaps are still down. Yeah, y'all can see this. It's like a coon skin or squirrel, whatever.
On a mission to find.
Very, very warm. Very warm. Jamie, you need to stop.
It looks like you have hair.
It looks like I have hair. Did someone say that, or are you saying that?
I'm saying it.
Hold on. Jamie, did the dogs chase me down? And someone says, I look like the wild man of Borneo. I don't know who the wild man of Borneo is. So I will say this
Look,
now.
somebody else said it too.
Oh gosh, boy, y'all are having all kinds of fun. I will say that it's a wonderful cold weather. Jamie, you're gonna have to
Find Fiona.
I'm so sorry. That's making my face hurt because I didn't even look.
Hey folks, Lester here.
All glistening there, and it just coming down through your hair. It didn't hit me till then. I'll just say that.
All right. Well, I will say this. It was pretty cold yesterday. Overnight got pretty cold. And this morning waking up to freezing temperatures. And so, yeah, I made my videos this morning wearing that cap. So when that comes out, guys, just suffer through that one or skip through it if you need to. It was really some neat videos that we made this morning over at Longhorn Lester's. But unfortunately, I don't think anyone's going to hear a word I'm saying.
How can they when you can only see the hat and the craziness? But I will say, it's probably a great Wanda protector now that I think about it. Because it really did cover your ears well.
It does cover the ears well.
Made you look like you might have a mullet.
A lot of folks are asking about our anniversary. And you know what? I actually do have a piece of video on here. So Jamie, even though it's not like any kind of 50 years or, some of these people celebrate these milestones. Jamie likes to go all out every year. It doesn't matter if it was year 1 or in our case, year 5. Jamie wants to go all out. And so she got me some really neat stuff. Could you bring that thing over here real fast? Jamie got me some really neat stuff. Jamie's a gift giver, y'all. Jamie's a gift giver, and I'm not as good at giving gifts. So Jamie got me a couple of gifts that I opened, and one of them is really neat. Now, this is my bad shoulder. This is my shoulder that I have no strength in whatsoever. You hold that. And so Jamie got me this here. Bring that, Jamie. This is Longhorn Lester's knee. Yeah, you all know what that is, right? Come and get it. Can you do that and say, scream, come and get it in your best country voice? Go.
I don't think I can do that.
No, go. Now scream, come and get it.
Come and get it.
All right, there you go. So I got me one of these for Longhorn Lester's because everyone needs a come and get it bell. And so I told Jamie, we're going to hang this off the side of our camper. And so could you imagine how redneck that would be? This over here stuck to the side of the camper with our come and get it bell hanging on it. And every time Jamie whips up something in the microwave, she's going to get that little thing and ring it and say, come and get it. And I'm just going to come and get it. And so that was a really neat gift.
Well, here's my thinking on that, okay? So it might have been a little smidgy us gift. Because whenever I yell, come on, littles, or come on, babies, no one comes. So why can't we retrain everybody to the dinner bell so that way they'll actually listen whenever I call?
Oh, so you're thinking we should ring that thing and all the animals come and get it.
Why
so
not?
That means everyone comes. You hear the bell, it means come and get it. So the animals over at Longhorn Lester's, I call them the bigs and the birds, even though there are some littles over there. The bigs and the birds. The bigs and the birds, they don't need to come and get it. They listen for the sound of the argo. And if I crank up that argo, I mean, they're running to get it, if you will.
Somebody just said need more triangle. I know that you don't get that. Need more cowbell. Remember I told you about that thing the other night, Will Ferrell? Anyway, never mind. For all of you that need more triangle.
And so, okay, so I'm sorry, that went right over my head. And so Jamie also got me a couple of these. So you know that when we got the columns built at Longhorn Lester's, we had a few of these that we had made for here with the brand, the I'm a Survivor, the Rocking M. And we went ahead and put those up because the concrete guy was ready to hang something up. And so we never took time. And they look pretty. They fit real nice. They're already hung.
Yeah.
And I don't know much about concrete or masonry work. So I'm like, I'll just leave those. I mean, yeah, we're Longhorn Lustrous. We have our own brand and stuff now. But Jamie also went ahead and had those made. So those are really neat. There is one problem. You want to show them that one problem?
Okay, so here's the thing. When I had them made, I said, can you put holes at the top of the L? Because then we could hang them, right? They put holes
on the bottom of the L.
So I guess that they thought that the brand went like this.
Yeah, that's not how our brand goes.
Instead of like this.
That's the Longhorn Lester brand. So we'll have to figure out how we're going to get those to stick. I'm going to probably call the fellow who did the mailbox for us.
Yeah.
Because he works with mason brick and whatnot, and he would know how to hang those because obviously the holes are going to be, I don't think it's going to fit. So we'll figure that out. What's wrong? Okay, so that's real funny. Come and get it in the bed under the sheets. Jamie is pointing at some fortune cookies.
Somebody sent us an entire.
It was probably this lady, Jennifer.
Probably Jennifer sent us an entire 100 fortune cookies. No joke.
We have a lot of fortune cookies here, and I don't know exactly who sent these, but I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't that woman.
You gotta do one now that we're here. Oh no, it's tied together.
We have a lot to talk about, and it's not in the bed under the sheet kind of thing.
You gotta open your
Even
head.
though folks are probably dying to know more about our anniversary weekend. But we'll go ahead and do this for Jennifer. Jennifer, this is for you.
All right, Jennifer.
So, Jamie, real fast, tell everyone the story behind this. Why did the Chinese create fortune cookies and then add this little thing that they want us Americans to do whenever we open them?
I have no idea.
Because they're dirty. They're dirty. Y'all think that Lester has a naughty side? You have no idea.
Hold on. In the bed under the sheets is a Lester Morrowism.
No. Brienne,
yes.
What is Brienne? Brienne's calling me during a live. I'm not going to answer it.
Out'll come down here next.
I'm not going to answer it. I'm just going, yeah, she'll show up and she'll be on our live with us. She probably
is like, don't outdo me. Don't outdo me. Oh, Teresa sent a fortune cookies. Thanks, Teresa.
Teresa Hank, you sent 100 fortune cookies. You naughty, naughty woman, you. We're going to probably put those to good use. I would say, what's wrong? Where are you going?
Hold on a second.
I would probably say this Tuesday because Jamie's not going to be here.
Oh yeah.
For her live, and so I'll have to do it again. And okay, Brienne. Now she's sending me text.
Brienne's like, did you just send me the voicemail? Yeah.
I'm gonna turn off all of my stuff. I'm turning off everything. Oh my God.
Maybe you should look. Maybe it's important.
No, tried to call. Duh. The whole world knows.
That's okay. They're all messaging her going, he's on a live. He's on a live.
Yeah, Lester's on a live. All right, Jamie opened her fortune. What do you got there? Here we go. Now listen. In the bed under the sheets is not something that I created. I was taught this from my parents, who was taught by their parents, who was taught by their parents. And so this has been going on for a very long time.
So it's a Morrowism, not a Lester Morrowism.
It's the world. Here comes Bree. Bree is driving over here. Oh my God. Guys, this is something that a lot of people do. Now, y'all may have different phrases you say behind the fortune, but we've always said in the bed. Some say in the bed.
Yeah, we said in bed.
Okay, so what's the difference?
Who adds under the sheets?
I would have never added that. I'm not an under the sheets kind of guy, Jamie. Everyone knows that. Anyway, can we get to your fortune? Go ahead. Go ahead.
How can anyone go?
Teresa, I'm going to hide that.
Okay.
For now, but thank you, Teresa. Oh, I don't have my glasses.
Happier days are definitely ahead for you.
Happier days are definitely ahead for me. For you. In the bed and under the sheets for those that go into the sheets. Okay.
I don't think
happier.
I can show
it. Oh, you can.
Oh,
well, no, it's not going to show. Move it, Jamie. It's not going to work.
All right, I'm sorry. I tried.
I don't have my glasses, so whoa.
Oh my God! Did you see what that said on the back?
It says eggplant.
Yeah, I was just telling you how amazing about an eggplant.
Baby, that's not my fortune, Jamie. You got to stay focused. You can't just always jump off on tangents. So Jamie had a pretty good one. Hers made a lot of sense. Good days are ahead for you in the bed. We'll do if you want to be boring, we'll say in the bed. Mine says good luck is the result of good planning. Good luck is the result of good planning.
In the bed, under the sheets.
And I would say that both of those make a lot of sense. And most people would realize that most fortune cookies, when you add that extra expression to the end of them, are a lot more fun.
That's a fact. Yes.
And educational.
Educational.
I mean, for the folks that need that kind of stuff. Okay, so in talking about naughtiness, you know that Jamie and I had a fun-packed weekend.
I didn't know where that was going.
Well, you know that we are no longer in our dirty 30s, but we've entered the filthy 40s. And a lot of the filthy 40 people know exactly what's wrong.
You are beyond the filthy 40s.
Okay, but I still identify as a filthy 40.
Oh.
And so haven't you learned that in the day and age we live in, it's not who you are, it's who you identify as.
Well, I identify as a 25-year-old then.
Okay, so bottom line is I had a fun-packed weekend planned. One night would be Jamie's choice. One night would be my choice. But it was us together. And so fine. So for my choice, we will just talk about, but we will not show any video. We went to a naughty comedy show, a naughty comedy club. And when I say naughty, it was actually rated X. It was rated X, and I'm sorry, but I will not and cannot talk about what I saw there. It was an oath I had to take before I went in. But freaky 50s, someone says. Someone says, Uncle Lester, you're in your freaky 50s. 50s.
Freaky. I see frisky 50s.
Frisky 50s. Okay, well, whatever, guys. It really matter.
Somebody says she's in her sore 60s.
Her sore 60s.
Which could be taken all kinds of ways. Let's be real here.
I read something funny this morning that it says, I can almost remember the days when I could get out of the bed without making noises. Think about that now. Who can get out of bed without, pow, you hear pops and all of these noises.
You know what's so funny? Yesterday, I was cleaning off the porch here, and I'm doing stuff in and out. Lester's building a video on the couch. He's like, why are you making those noises?
I didn't know what she was doing, yeah.
I'm sorry. It hurt to bend over that many times and pick stuff up. He's like, what? Are you okay? First of all, I didn't even realize I was making the noises as they're happening. It just falls out of my mouth now. But yeah, I make noises to do physical things now, and that's 40. That's what I'll say.
That's 40, huh? So if you're still at the age where you get out of bed without making noises, without grunts and groans and ouch and oohs and all of that stuff, good for you. Good for you. All right. So anyway, so my night, we're just not going to talk about that, okay? But it was fun. But Jamie, for her night, chose a different route. And I was actually okay with it because I went seeking the man. Here we go. The Alabama. Jamie and I are at the Alabama Cushata tribe, Nascala Casino, the luckiest spot in Texas. We're not here for the we're not here for the gaming. We're hoping to find a shaman who can come out. Yeah, we're hoping to get lucky and find a shaman who can give me some answers to some stuff going on at Longhorn Lester's. Yeah, unfortunately, we never found said shaman, but we did play some games. It's fun. And what's cool about that, you may not realize this because we haven't really talked a whole lot about Longhorn Lester's, but we're only right down the road from the Alabama Cushata Nascala Gaming. That's what it was called, right?
Oh, yeah, but it's also the Indian reservation.
It is the Indian, but you know, if you say Indian reservation, the Indians they don't care. But white people get all freaking mad. You can't say Indians, Lester.
It says it in the name.
It says it. That's what I'm trying to say, Jamie. I almost said we went to the Indian reservation to do some gaming because it's legal there. But I was scared to say Indians, but the Indians don't care. The Native Americans, they don't care. It's the white people who get all upset when you say, anyway, I don't know. But we had fun. Talk about that and talk about what you did.
Okay, so first, they have an amazing little restaurant there.
It was amazing.
And the lady was like, "Do you want to try our gumbo?" And Lester loves gumbo. So he said yes, and I'm like, I'll just have this salad. The salad came out and it would look like a work of art. Like it was so beautiful and it was delicious. But y'all, his gumbo, if that was the first gumbo I ever tried, I would actually enjoy gumbo. But everything that I've eaten till now, I've been like, that's just not my thing. But that gumbo was delicious and amazing.
And
you want to
so,
answer that?
I want you to, but I want to add to your gumbo thing. So I love gumbo. I love spicy gumbo, red beans and rice. I mean, etouffee. I love Cajun cooking. And my mom is an amazing gumbo cooker, prepper. It's maker.
She makes amazing gumbo.
She makes really good gumbo. Amazing. My mom is an amazing gumbo maker, but it's all in the roux. I wouldn't know how you spell that, and
RHOU.
No, it's not. It's all in the roux. My mom swears it's all in the roux, and we like a dark roux. And if you know anything about Cajun cooking, especially gumbo, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. A dark roux.
ROUX, it says.
Oh, so a lot of folks know about this.
I didn't know about roux or anything, and we go to eat at a restaurant that is a Cajun restaurant. Like Lester loves that stuff. It's not my favorite thing.
Everyone knows how to spell roux except for you, Jamie.
Because I don't even know what it is until we brought your mom to lunch that day, and she was telling me how you make roux, and it's like flour and oil and water, and you're basically burning the flour, and the more you burn the flour, the darker the roux. And I was like, mind blown at that point in time. But this gumbo was actually, maybe it was why I liked it. It was a very light roux. And it was outstanding. And I was sad that I didn't order one, actually.
Well, so she ended up making me order two because she was embarrassed. So I was the guy who had 2 bowls, not 2 cups. I was the guy who had 2 bowls of gumbo. So she could sit there and really eat off of one and fake having that salad, that work of art in front of her while she's really over there peeking and eating at my gumbo.
I only ate a few bites, but he ate his too fast. So yeah, I made him order a second bowl and made him take the shame of, could I have another?
Yeah.
And that was really it was amazing. And then, so you want to talk about this first before we talk about everything else?
Well, I mean, we don't have to talk about everything else. I mean, gaming is gaming. We like everybody else, we say we're only going to spend this amount. We're not going to go over it. And so I was done in 5 minutes. I was done in 5 minutes.
I know.
And I'm sitting behind her, massaging her shoulders as she plays.
It worked out really well for me.
Because Jamie, I don't know how someone knows what they're doing in gaming, because it's all luck and chance, I thought. But Jamie does well, and she had fun, and we had a good time. But I did
not lose my $20, and that was the point of the night.
So why is the Alabama Coushatta Indian Reservation in Texas? So because it's an Indian gaming facility, they have the entire history, like a museum, as you walk by. Mm-hmm. And we really did see shamans. We really did take photographs. We saw all kinds of neat history of that area and the Native Americans who lived there. And do you remember the year that the government gave?
The first one was like 1840. It was called the Act of 1840, I think.
Yeah, so you can all find this history if you're interested. But on the wall, it actually said in 1840, I think was the date, the president of the United States, or of Texas, because Texas was its own country for a short while.
I don't remember. Actually, now that I say that.
Someone allotted an area of how many acres?
Initially, it was like 1,300 acres.
Like 1,300 acres to the Alabama Coushatta Indians. And so they moved them to the reservation. Over time, the reservation grew up to several thousand acres. Mm-hmm. And so that's pretty neat history right there. And that was it
was like a merge of I think that what they said was there had been a tribe from Alabama that moved this way. And I don't remember what was they helped serve in some war. I forgot what war that was, with Texas. So Texas gave them the land.
That would have been the Texas Revolution.
So Texas gave them the land. And then as they started to go down the path of owning that land, they acquired several more because they also assisted other, was it Texas again in wars?
We're losing our audience. Bottom line is, we have a really neat history here in Texas, and Jamie and I just so happened to spend one of our nights of our anniversary supporting our Alabama Cushada Indian Reservation. I'll just say that, okay?
Well, I would like to go there during the day, not the casino during the daytime. I would like to go to the reservation because they have, it's like its own city, really, inside. And I would like to go and make a video and kind of talk about the history a little bit more, be a little bit more educated about it, and then show people what is really neat just down the road from us.
Yeah, right down the road. Okay, so now let's jump into what's going on around I'm a Survivor, because most of those things were about Longhorn Lester's and the hat, and of course the casino and our anniversary weekend, which was great. It was a good weekend. But getting home this morning, I was a little bit let down. I took my camera and walked around the barn, and I will show you what I encountered first off. Y'all ready?
To see how. So here's Becky. We're doing our morning check to see how many of those babies are still around. Let's hope we can find 6. I only see 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not good. That is, let me count again. Please find 6. I want to see 6. I'm counting babies. Guys, I only see 5.
So yes, we are down to 5. Guys, I'll let Jamie talk more about that. Why? Where did the other one go? What happens? How did we lose chicks and
hawks?
Yeah, pullets in this case. Hawks.
So hawks come down. Actually, they swoop all over, fly all over around here, and they will swoop down and grab chicks. And the mom will try her hardest to defend and defeat. But when a mom has more than one baby, mom gathers as many as she can, and it happens.
Yeah, a lot of times moms will lay there and just cover her babies, but those hawks will sit along the fence on top of the top railing of the fences, and we see them. I mean, we hang up our owls. We put owls. If you don't already know that, we've made videos about it before, but we have owls that we put around that will help scare off the hawks. But I'm guessing it was probably a hawk, because that does happen. We do lose chicks. We obviously lost a little turkey, and more than likely a hawk. We didn't see it, but it does happen.
We didn't see it, and we also looked around all over to make sure that something else didn't happen, and it's nowhere to be found. It was not Brooke, though. So Brooks. So
I like to call Brooks Tat, because
not everybody can be Tat.
Not everyone can be Tat, but he acts. And I'm certain if we had a way, I told Jamie, if we had a way to band his little leg, I guarantee you he's going to grow up to be a male, because he acts the same way that Tat did as a baby. Always out and about, very adventurous. First one to run back and tell mom what's going on. Tattletelling, which is what we call tat. And this one little turkey pullet is just different than all the rest.
Yeah.
Whereas all the others stay close to mom and are right there under her wing. Not this one. He always walks around in front, sometimes way behind, always making mom holler for him.
But he was the firstborn, so he's a whole day older than the others.
He's an entire, yeah.
So he's more swift. He has, he's a leap ahead of everybody else, but it was not him that got picked up. Thank goodness.
No, Tat's fine.
It's not Tat, it's Brooks.
I know, but God forbid the poor hawk that swoops down and tries to grab Tat or Brooks. Yeah.
No, it'll be good. Turkeys are very hard to raise. That is one thing that if you've ever raised pullets on your own without a mama, that's very challenging. They absolutely need mom. And a lot of people are saying, put them in the coop. Mom needs to get out and be able to graze as well right now. So I just don't know. That's something we could talk about further, but that coop isn't big enough for her to spend all of her time in my mind.
Yeah. Well, So it would have happened during the daytime, not at night, because at night she brings them into the
Well,
stall.
yeah, I was just gonna say that was my next thing. Is she? So I'm saying that she can't stay in there 24 hours a day.
No.
Is what I'm saying.
But no, those chicks are free range, and so when you have free range, you don't lock them inside of a coop. And what they're doing right now is not only being nurtured, but they're also being natured to learn to survive on their own. Now, we could argue about this all day, but we do free range chickens. And so free range chickens, you don't leave in a coop all day. And then mom brings the chickens to the same stall where they were all born, the turkeys overnight, because that's like what they consider to be their roost or their place of their safe haven through the night.
Yeah, she has if she really wanted to stay in, she could stay in that stall all day. Nobody closes it and locks her out or anything like that. So it's very much her nature, her help me with the word.
I can't. I'm looking at Marie along with 100 of the people. Then they're all gonna be dead, Lester. No, they're not. Guys, have you seen all the chickens running around here? Have you not looked around and seen all the chickens and all the ducks? And none of them have been locked away in a coop.
Instinct. Thank you for the word. Yeah. So we're gonna be okay. Don't freak out. This is not like our first time.
Not our first rodeo here, folks.
And they have a mom. So I could agree with you if they didn't have a mom, if they were just
if you bought them at Tractor Supply and you leave them put away until they're much older with a heat lamp and everything else. But when you have a mom, you don't have to do that. Correct. It's called nature, people. Who is this over here? Who said that? I'm going to have to highlight that person. Do you see where it went?
No.
It's called nature, people. Guys, I don't want y'all fighting and arguing, and I'm not going to fight and argue with you. But let's just move on to something that we don't have a reason to argue about, because this is... Let's talk about Waylon.
Waylon looks really good.
Yep.
He looks very healthy. And he is so intrigued by this little kitty. He doesn't understand why there's a cat in his pasture.
He's starting to take more ownership of his pasture, when that's a good thing.
Of course, Jolene is a little chunky monkey, man.
What are you saying?
I'm really enjoying watching him become like
a man.
Well, I was going to say aware, not a man.
Oh.
I'm watching him become aware of every little thing around him instead of just standing and crying out. Like right now, he is really starting to like feel the presence of what else is in his pasture, as he did with Gunpowder there. He'll come and greet you whenever you walk out there, with or without food, which is really special. And he is not standing at the fence line just looking to be anywhere but there. He's around grazing. He came into, what do you call that area? The hallway. I call it the hallway, but the water.
The little corral, the little walkway where the breezeway.
Yeah, with the alpacas. So he is really he's growing into his space.
He's doing great. All right, where were we here?
Take a little girl. She reminds me a whole lot of Gracie. Gracie's thick. Gracie's a thickly built Longhorn.
I hope that's appropriate, thickly built. But you guys who have watched the channel for a while, you know that Gracie is stocky. She's stocky. She's a stocky. I think stocky sounds masculine to me though, but thick sounds more feminine.
Oh.
No, I don't know. But no, so Gracie reminds me of, or Jolene reminds me a lot of the same body build as what Gracie has. Now, Pearl is more slender, even just very slenderish.
Yeah.
But not Gracie. Gracie and Pearl look very, very different. Same daddy, but they look very, very different. And it looks like...
no, not same daddy. Same.
No, not Jolene. Gracie.
Gracie. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Gracie and Pearl. Yeah.
Gracie and Pearl, same daddy.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, it looks like in some Longhorns, we're getting that stocky look. And in others, you get that thin look.
I would agree with that. Like, Gracie is shorter and just like I guess thicker, but like not just like belly thick. Like her legs are thick.
She's heavy.
And she really, it's not fat. It's bone. Like she has big bones. And I don't mean that in like a joke.
Thick. Just say thick. Thick is the word for that. Don't say big boned, because ain't no difference in their bone sizes. But thick girls, thick
is
a good expression.
Jolene is also, she's going to be a thick little girl.
She's a thick girl. She's just gonna be a thick girl.
Guys, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make a video about Waylon and Jolene. Guys, let me get up. I'm getting stared down here. They're being very patient.
Dad,
But I can tell that Moo's let me know that his patience is running thin.
Watch that one more time.
Guys, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make a video about Waylon and Jolene.
Look how mad Santoro
Guys,
is.
let me get up. I'm getting
Yeah,
stared
he's
down
over
here. They're being very patient. But I can tell that Moo's let me know that his patience is running thin. As a matter of fact, he's about to run out of patience, and who knows what he'll do once that happens.
Yeah, so that's neat. So Waylon is doing great, and Jolene's doing great with Waylon together. And like you saw, even though they're not in the same pasture with Moo and Moo's crew, they are right there divided by one fence line. And what's neat is Waylon, neither are Jolene, they're not intimidated by Moo and Santoro and Annabelle sitting there, doing their thing right through the fence. They're like, hey, we get fed first today. So, and watch us eat. Just watch us eat. Moo's like staring them down like, the hell you think you are?
The funny part is that Moo probably was pre-drool. Like his drool is probably getting ready to fall out of his face.
So the good news as far as that goes, and Waylon's been pretty big news here at the sanctuary, and he is doing great. I know I'm seeing things about Fiona, and my shoulder. So which way are we going to go, Fiona or my shoulder?
Let's talk Fiona.
You want to talk Fiona? Well, before we talk Fiona, I already kind of anticipated this.
Oh.
So instead of talking Fiona, let's talk about how hard it is to do things without having any dogs here.
So we have no dogs here to eat our leftovers. Luckily, we do have Pig Trudy.
Thank goodness for Big Trudy.
Come on, Pig Trudy! Ringo, this is for Trudy. You don't eat Chinese rice, Ringo. Come on, Trudy! Ringo, you don't even eat. If you hit me, okay, you know what? You can try it. Come on, Trudy, here. Ringo's not gonna eat that. See? You don't even like that.
Are there carrots in there?
Come on, Trudy.
Trudy was scared. And
None of y'all eat fried rice. Trudy does. Ringo, stop being mean.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, Trudy. So sad. Look, she took one bite and had to run away. Come on, everybody.
She'll circle around.
Guys, leave it to Trudy. That's for Trudy. Get it, Trudy. There she goes. That's a good girl. That's a good girl.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
What a weirdo.
Okay. That's my good girl. All gone, everybody. All gone.
Why?
It is all gone.
Thank you, baby. I hope you enjoyed that.
That's so gross.
Oh, Trudy, I love her so much. So, all right. So, no, we don't have any dogs here to give our leftovers to. And today, Jamie made fried rice, but we knew Trudy would enjoy it. And as you can see, she did. It's all over her side of her body. And we know that she loves it like that. That's the way she likes to eat her foods.
So Fiona. Fiona's actually doing really well. To the extent that I think that she's sometimes forgetting that it's there, and she'll probably go a little bit further than she's supposed to go or do a little bit more, and then all of a sudden remember and run back to the side of me or Lester and stand there and watch everybody else do things. And it's not that she whines or cries or anything else like that, but she knows, like, I just did too much. I'm gonna relax now. And it's really neat because she will make her way into the camper around about 30 minutes before we head to come here. Naturally, she makes her way in. She wants to lay down and take her break for the day until we get back over there, and that has become her routine. And her wounds, like her surgical wounds and her abrasions, are all almost healed, which is amazing. So we have a couple more weeks before she goes back to get full clearance, but she's come a long way.
Yeah, so I did really. Jamie sent me to look for her this morning. You want to talk about that? When I was on the four-wheeler wearing that really neat hat, I was actually on a mission to go find Fiona.
Yeah, so today was the very first day that she actually took off with the rest of the dogs. So every single morning, we have coffee. And in coffee time, you see a lot of the reels. They're all over us. Like, it's their favorite time of the morning. And we've been staying over there quite a bit because of Fiona. So all of that happens, and then I go in to get ready for the day, and Lester gets ready to make his videos. And when I come back out, all the dogs are gone, which doesn't happen to date. Typically, Fiona's standing right there, and the other dogs have gone down to the river. Today, Fiona went with them. So, what?
I'm reading that comment.
Oh,
When I did the same thing as Trudy, no one found it as cute. No. So Jamie sent me to get Fiona. And poor Fiona, when we found her, she was in the woods. She just followed Ritzy and was doing what dogs do who live in country dogs. However, poor baby had stickers, they're not your typical grass burr or what do you call those?
I call them cockleburrs.
It wasn't your typical sticker. It was these big country thick stickers, and they were all matted up in her fur.
Hundreds of them.
Yes. Oh, it was a lot. It was a lot. And then she was trying to bite them out, and they were hurting her and getting stuck in her teeth. So Jamie had to get the my shears, the ones that I use when I shave. Yeah. And poor baby, if she wasn't already wearing leggings and all nicked up from all of her procedures.
Yeah, Fiona has a full-blown kitchen haircut right now, and she has chunks of hair that I had to cut out of her because of the cockleburrs or grass burrs, whatever you want to call them. But
someone's calling them burdocks. I have no idea.
I've never heard them called that, but they're burrs. Yeah, so they're spiny little round things that are what I imagine that they modeled Velcro off of, because they stick to everything. And poor Fiona's hairs were so big and lush and long all around her head and chest. And I mean, they're like her whole neck. It was so tangled that she couldn't turn her head. No. So here I am going like this and zip, zip, zip. So she literally looks like she has been through a wood chipper with a haircut. Like, it is a disaster, but she doesn't have any more in her. So,
yeah, we call them stickers or burrs here too. Now we have small, tiny
burdocks.
ones.
I never heard them called burdocks.
Why don't you look at it on your phone and see if that's what they are? Because I'd be real curious. So we have little ones that grow in the grass, little tiny green ones that turn brown in the fall, and those will get stuck to your flip flops, and sometimes can work their way in, which are horrible. But these are a whole lot bigger, y'all. They are probably about an inch long, and doesn't it show you images?
I'm getting there.
We're making it. We're going to find out what they actually are called. Some people call them. So there's a lot of people that call them different names, but I'm seeing that same thing. Burdocks are popping up a lot.
Hold on.
That might be them.
It's a cocklebur.
Show everybody the picture. I don't know if the light's going to let you show it, so it's just right there. So anyway, so it's fine. So yeah, that's what we got. Big old things right there, and poor baby, they're all in her. But Jamie got to her, and she so now she's kind of a lion mane.
She's a wreck. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, she's a wreck. Okay, well, that's all I have.
They wanted to talk about your shoulder.
You don't want to talk about my shoulder, guys.
That was a wreck. Just like led right into it. That was a perfect segue to that was a wreck.
I don't want it to be about me, but I'm just at a point where when I go back for my follow-up in 2 weeks, I'm afraid of the news. I'm afraid of the news because I don't know. I don't want all of y'all's inner MDs to come out. I always joke about everyone has an inner MD.
Oh, I got one.
An inner MD. That's funny. That's really funny. But I know that it was healing and it got to a certain point. And the main issue is gone. I can't feel that part at all. But there's still something in here that we're afraid is nerve. Mm-hmm. We're afraid it's nerve. And if it is nerve, I don't know what we're going to do, because that is the lingering, the chronic pain that never stops. And so it's nothing that you can put a brace on. You can't tape it. You can't do anything to make that pain. And it's I don't know, but I'm going to give it the whole weeks that we were told to give it and let it heal as much as we can. But we're just kind of afraid of what we're going to hear when we go back. So we'll deal with that when the time comes.
We're doing a lot. I know there's a lot of people like, have you tried this? Have you tried this? So we're doing moist heat then massage with, BioFreeze and other muscle creams, and then ice. And we're doing that 4 times a day. He is wearing a sling. He's wearing a brace. He is honestly has been letting it rest. I don't know if you saw it, but he actually did let me shovel off the back of the truck this week because I finally just said, stop doing everything or your arm is never going to get better. But I don't think that it's the muscle or the tendon anymore. We really do believe that there's some nerve pieces here. So we'll see how that goes. But
we're making it.
You're still alive.
Oh, yeah. Alive and kicking. So we're good with that. Thank y'all for worrying, though. Thank you for worrying. Okay. Well, in that case, I am done, Jamie. I am done. We have spent almost our hour. Is there anything else you want to talk about or anything that you guys want to talk about? And no, we have not tried WD-40.
It's right here, actually.
We're not trying WD.
That reminds me of, have you ever seen that movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, where
no.
the dad, you didn't?
No.
Oh, well, that dad believed that Windex solved everything. Like he was soaking elbows in Windex and all kinds of things. Maybe we should try that.
All right. So, okay. So I always like it when people ask questions, they say it in all caps. So you want to know about Tina?
You can't tell them this because my video comes out
Please
tomorrow.
let me tell them.
You can't.
I can tell them though. That will kind of push your video. If we can't show them, we can tell them. Please.
All right.
Tina, the one with the bad leg, the one that we actually, I'm not going to say the one that I was worried about.
I was worried.
No, but I was so worried to the point of possibly considering Plan X. Plan X. Because I don't like seeing animals suffer. I don't like seeing animals struggle. And so we took a lot of your recommendations. We did some stuff that Rick told us. We have stopped feeding some things that y'all have said to stop feeding her. And if you would believe that Jamie walked out yesterday and all the babies start dancing, and guess who was leading them in the dance? Tina, open up. You want to demonstrate? Open up your wings and just do it, Jamie.
I don't want to demonstrate, but thank you for asking. No.
So no, Tina opened up her wings and she led the babies in a spin around dance off. And so it was just really neat to know that Tina's on the mend.
Yeah. It was another moment that stopped me in my tracks. I was making a video about something totally separate and I walked out and it was breathtaking. So I can't wait to show you all that tomorrow. That
was her plug, by the way. Tomorrow, from Suits to Boots, 6 a.m. Central Time. It'll play a few days later on Facebook.
So the other thing people are asking about, Jamie, why aren't you going to be here Tuesday? So I actually have a conference Tuesday and Wednesday, and somebody here is flying solo those days. So I will be gone, and he is in charge of Timeout Tuesday. And for anybody that missed it last time, I'm sure you're in for a treat.
I'll just try to keep it more family friendly this time.
No, you will not.
No, I will not. So this is a good question over here. Will there be a team 4 or is the work over? Oh, there's a lot of work, guys. There's so much work to be done. But we do think that as much fun and as a blessing as it was to help those small channels get some exposure, that was a lot of work on us. It was more work on us than what we had anticipated. And with my shoulder, I wasn't able to do much. I was still forced to do a lot. And that kept Jamie right here having, she was the live-in cook for everybody for all of those nights. And our schedule right now with Fiona and how everything is, it's just, we're not going to do a team 4.
Well, and I'll be honest, the shorter time during the day, we keep mentioning it. It really shrunk our time to be able to do what we normally need to do. And I mean, in summertime, guys, we don't come in until 9 o'clock at night. So the fact that it's dark at 5 now is really crunching it all in together, especially because poor Lester is having to do a lot by himself right now. Because I'm working and there's just not enough daylight hours. So a team 4 here, it wouldn't be fair to them to try to squeeze all of it in, and for us not to be available to them because of how busy our lives are. So that work will have to wait for us. I'm not mad that he took my blog. I'm happy that he
First of all, what's a blog?
my video.
Oh, the one that's upcoming?
Yeah. No, I'm not mad that he took that. Like, that's not taking it from me. He was there when it happened too and looked right on at it and was just as flabbergasted. And it's neat to talk about because not everybody's going to be able to see the video. And it's neat to hear about some things that are uplifting. You know, there are things that happen. In fact, one of them happened today that I didn't catch on video. And for us we talk about it on our drives of what happened and how powerful it was that it happened. And I was sad that I didn't catch it on video. I was standing on Widow's Ridge and I was calling out for the dogs when I realized that they weren't sitting outside waiting for me. And as I'm calling, all of a sudden, here comes Patch the cat, 100 miles an hour, like, Mom, I'm coming. You're calling. I wasn't calling Patch. I'm calling Millie and Fiona. And here comes the cat, who either was confused about his name or thought I had treats or just hoping to respond to make me stop yelling. I don't know, but it was really neat and awesome. And I didn't get to capture it on video, so I didn't get to share it with y'all in the same way that I experienced it. And we talked about that, of how it's still meaningful to say what you experienced. And that's where I think Lester loves to be able to share about what's happening, because the people that are watching today may not have time to watch tomorrow, and that's okay. Mostly okay. But it's really powerful to know what happened and to be able to go want to see it for yourself too. So there's no stealing. There's no any of that. We don't play like that.
As far as stop cutting her off, this is all bull. This is her screaming at me. Stop cutting her off and being the center of attention. Annette, I'm so sorry that you're the one I'm going to address this to, but this actually goes out to a lot of other folks who have similar comments. You cannot project your demons onto us. If you or anyone else has experienced a relationship where you're cut off, where you're put in a corner, where you're shoved aside, I'm very, very sorry. But we are a team here. And so Jamie can cut me off whenever she wants.
And I do.
Jamie is as vocal a partner in this relationship as ever. And it's kind of embarrassing that you don't realize that. You have not found that out yet, that this is as strong as a woman as you will ever see. And when it's time to put Lester in his spot, she will. But ultimately, I do think that happens a lot. People, for whatever reason, and I say project your demons. I think that sometimes there's triggers, things that trigger us. And there's things that trigger everybody. We all have our triggers. And so sometimes you get triggered by things that don't need to necessarily be addressed in that manner. Because
no, if I wanted to talk, I would talk. I would put my hand here, and if that wasn't enough, I would move it here. If it wasn't here, I would just squeeze right there, and then I would just keep talking while he moved over to the side and cried a little. But no, we find a lot of
we banter. It's called banter.
Yeah.
And we bounce back and forth off of each other. And that's why you're here.
I would say we do it.
Sheesh.
We do it in video and off video. This is how we do.
Oh, hold on. Someone else is screaming at me now.
Oh boy.
Only for work. This is our show, y'all. This is our program. This is our hour. And there are things that Jamie provides that I can't. There are things that I provide that she can't. And that's what makes it so fun, is the fact that it's a place for everybody. And so I really am sorry if you were triggered by something. But hold on.
Well, here's what I would say.
What?
I think that there are a lot of women who have been through things that even I don't understand. And I have been through many things, plenty of things. And many times in my life, I didn't get to say what I wanted to say, or I held it in so long that when it came out incredibly wrong. And I regretted that. I think that I have learned over time, over my years of experiences and lessons and failures, that when I speak, I want it to mean something. So I try really hard to think about what I'm going to say. And believe it or not, having a partner that can fill every empty second of air with words is a blessing when it comes to that. There are many times that we'll be having a conversation with our kids, Ali or even Jake or Xander, like about real life things. And afterwards, I'll go, man, I really wish I would have said X, Y, Z. And Lester's like, yeah, why didn't you say it? Well, I was busy processing all that was coming in during those moments. I spend a lot of time processing here. And that's, like I said, I think that's what people love about us is the ability to not have dead air and the banter. And, we're a balance. One of us might be the voice of reason. One of us might be the free spirited, say whatever he wants to say. Not sure which
Really?
one.
I know where you're going with that.
But we love each other all the same.
Problem is people need to mind their own triggers. That's a really powerful word, and that's becoming more prevalent. I think is the right word. In the world that we live in, there are people that are triggered very easily. And so ultimately what we have to do is learn that it's not the world's responsibility to watch what they say because it may trigger somebody. Instead, it's those people with the triggers to learn to manage the things that trigger them.
I think it's more than that. So you say something that kind of I took it to heart at first, and I was actually like, and you said something like, "You're not me. Your triggers are not my responsibility." And I was like, well, hold on a second, because the person that I love should know my triggers and should at least find a way to, if there is something that's going to do that, to work around them. That all might be true. But I think that it goes bigger than that, and in the world that we live in. And triggers is a word of recent. 10 years ago, we didn't talk about triggers. We didn't talk about things like that. We talked about, what made us uncomfortable. And I think that we have gotten to a time in life and in the world where if it makes us uncomfortable, we aren't having it. We are putting our foot down, and that's not right. And what I believe in is, and everybody has a voice, probably because social media is such a big thing and we aren't saying it face to face. And I think that the whole, like, your triggers are responsibility is, it's okay, but you have to dive deeper into that. You have to be able to understand why it really upset you and which part of it, because it's not just like you said, like an alcoholic doesn't go somewhere where there's alcohol. Yes, they do. They do. But they have to be able to manage what brought them to that and go much deeper into it. And that's a whole other therapy session. But I think that it's really about being okay with being uncomfortable and knowing, is what I'm going to say in reaction to that of value? Is it going to mean something? Is it going to change something? Is it going to be, and is it worth it? And I think that's where we got into this world of just saying what we want to say whenever we want to say it without any repercussions or thoughts as well, because that alone is a trigger for people.
True. New Leaf says, I walk away from things that trigger me. And that's the best advice that people can take. If you are one who reacts strong to things, you should just walk away. And in this case, if you don't like the relationship and how our banter goes back and forth, I wouldn't sit there and spend my time watching somebody who triggered me and triggered out the strong emotions in me. And then this over here is pretty cute. Where did it go? Lester's assertive style and Jamie's more tender style are what attracted me to their page. I'm sure if she doesn't like it, she'll let them know off camera. No, you're wrong, Susan. She'll let me know on camera. And she has a number of times. But I didn't really know that was still coming up as to be an issue. I thought that we played back and forth. I watch and I'll rewatch this live. And
I don't think that I ever was like waiting to talk or anything like that, or like trying to talk and you cut me off. I think that there are things where I think a lot of people want to have things of their own. So when they hear you say, can I tell them? And you want to be first and all these things, that for them, maybe they haven't had something of their own or had something like that. And they just relate to a scenario.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. So like everyone's saying, triggers, just walk away from those things that trigger you. I don't want to end on a bad note, so I'm trying to find something positive in all of this, Jamie. There's a lot of stuff flying through here. Can you spot anything that we can highlight and talk about? Facebook is brutal. It shows that y'all are real. Stay away from people's places and things that is not your responsibility. Jamie will let him know. Okay, here we go.
You know what's positive? He did get his phone back.
Why do you think Charlie's so much smaller than Tat? I have no idea, Mr. Mark. I don't know. But he's a tiny little guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if birds have runts in the litter. You know how a dog,
Yeah,
cats,
they
and
do.
animals.
They do.
They do.
They do. So in a weird way, Charlie could have been like one of her last eggs.
He was the last that hatched.
Well, I know he's last to hatch, but I'm saying last laid. And if it was last laid, then her body has spent all of her eggs and all of that production building the other ones. And if it was last, it could absolutely be that way. So it's not a runt in the same way, like there wasn't enough room in the belly, but it is in the way of like of what her nutrition was like during that time and just that type of thing.
Jamie, I'm so sorry, but we may have to end it on this note.
Oh, okay.
Kimberly Hoffman says Lester is very wise. He sells himself short sometimes. He can look at a picture and see the leaves on the tree, the clouds in the corners. Not all can do that.
Time out.
No, please don't
Did
stop
you
me.
just create a fake account named Kimberly
no,
Hoffman
no,
and type
there's
this
a
about
real
yourself?
Kimberly Hoffman.
Then you paid her. It's someone you know, clearly.
No, not all can do that, Jamie. They see the picture without seeing the details. I feel he's a storyteller, and that's why he's a good teacher. Together, you do complement each other. That's beautiful. So Lana wants to know, is Xander coming for Thanksgiving?
We don't think so because the week after that are his finals in college. And I think that he'll just come down for the second half of December and he and Kendra will visit then instead. I roll. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you.
That's funny. All right, friends. I think that's everything. I will end with one. Hold on. Can I do this real fast?
Oh my gosh, Lester and
no
one.
Goodbye. No one leave yet. No one leave yet. I want to show y'all something funny.
1,000 people are leaving right now. It's just tanking left and right.
If you leave, you're going to be sorry if you leave. I want to show you all something.
Oh, everyone should call Bree back too.
I will call Bree back, but I want to show you all something. So what I have to do is hold on. I'm going to save this video. And now I'm going to find it in my videos. Don't you all leave. Baby, don't let them leave. Do not let them leave.
What are we supposed to do? Hold them hostage?
Talk to them, Jamie. Talk to them. I'm not screaming at her. I can just say, Lester, stop screaming at your partner. It doesn't show much love. Okay, now I'm going to bring up something and show y'all.
Oh, snap.
You're going to love this, y'all. You're going to love this. You're going to love this.
Lester and his video files here.
Me and Andale have been playing some games.
Two things.
Okay. So, Ann, I hope that you're okay with this. So, Andale, my friend Andale, I love her. Her page is Andale's Homestead. Listen, she and we met each other at this creators conference. You met Ann.
Yeah, I love Ann.
We love Ann. And Ann is what are you laughing about, Jamie Cakes? What? Tell me.
It says T-minus 19 minutes since you said your first goodbye.
T-minus 19 minutes. Guys, we're about to go, but I got to show you this first. Ann and I have been playing with each other. And Ann sent me a text that said somebody from another country had used her voice in their little video. And I says, that's a compliment. Don't let that's a compliment. When someone wants to take your voice and make it over in their own video, that's a compliment, man. Take that and roll with it, Ann. And so to get a laugh out of Ann, I did the same thing. I thought it was clever. And so here's what I did. This is my tribute to Andale. Remember, this is me using Ann's voice.
Two things to remember. Take care of your thoughts when you're alone, and take care of your words when you're with others. Aunt Dilly's Daily. Y'all have a good day.
You want to watch it again?
Anne has such a prettier face than you do.
And
Sorry.
Anne is what,
Two things to remember.
watch it again.
Take care of your thoughts when you're alone, and take care of your words when you're with others. Aunt Dilly's Daily. Y'all have a good day.
Okay, I will stop that. And I hope that you're okay with that. Anne and I are friends, and friends can do stuff like that with each other. And I sent that to Anne, and I think that she got a laugh out of it. But Anne is like a motivational speaker. She's very powerful, and she always speaks words of wisdom. Now, something that I've taken from Anne besides that is her music. Every time Jake goes on vacation, have y'all not caught on to this yet? This is hilarious. This is the funniest thing that I do that I laugh at myself and no one gets. Every time Jake, my nephew Jake, the farmhand, goes on vacation and he's not around, then I make Andale type videos. I put on Andale's background music. She allows me to do that. I also talk in a very Andalish type voice. And I love that. And that's not me making fun of Andale. That's me taking on the mindset of someone that has my thoughts in order and it just I have found my zen in the world, if you will, Jamie. And that right there is Andale. So, Ann, thank you for all of that.
Hold on, I have one more thing to say before we actually go.
Oh, something else. Okay.
I read a few in the beginning here talk about Crandall and Marcy were up all night, and today is probably baby day for them.
Good.
So I want to say to keep them in your thoughts and prayers. If today is indeed the day, and if it's not, that's okay too. But I know that they are at the final countdown and getting ready for twin boys on top of their 2-year-old boy as well. So
they're about to have a lot of nightless sleeps. Yeah,
sleepless nights, babe.
Sleepless nights, nightless sleep, sleepless night. Same thing, Jamie.
It is the same thing. But yes, for Crandall and Marcy, if you see this later, we're praying for you and we love you guys and we can't wait for you to name them Lester and Jamie.
Oh, that's perfect. All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Bye, y'all. Have a great Sunday.
All right.